One of the best parts of Earth is that it is filled to the brim with so many weird and wonderful creatures, and today we are here to talk about just a few of the weirdest and most elusive. From small mammals to colossal squids, we've really got it all for you today as we cover the top 10 weirdest animals found in secret places. Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have pika. The pika is a species of mammal that are endemic to northwest China. They are quite small but incredibly adorable. They're about 7 to 8 inches long, and their preferred habitat is on bare sloping rock, which is what makes their home in the Tian Shan mountain range the perfect place for them. Unfortunately, there's only about 1,000 of these little guys left, as their population has declined by 70% since 1983. The main culprit for the population decline is climate change, as it has forced these animals higher and higher up into the mountains, where it's harder for them to survive. In our number 9 spot today, we have the colossal squid. The colossal squid is a real creature that is not to be confused with the giant squid, which is similar but slightly smaller. These guys live in the darkest, coldest depths surrounding the waters of Antarctica. This creature lives up to its name as it reaches an average of 46 feet in size and weighs around 500 kilograms, with the females being the largest of the species. They also have large tentacles equipped with suckers that have little razor hooks on them to better latch onto its prey, so let's hope it's not you. Its diet mainly consists of large fish, such as the 7-foot Patagonian toothfish, and small ones as well, but some even consume their own kind. But they've also been known to try and consume larger prey like sperm whales, who often have been seen with scars attributing to the battles they must have faced. They're colossal, they're scary, and they're ambitious. What more could you want from a scary sea monster? Only 2 specimens have ever been collected, with the second one being found recently in 2014. If you have ever wondered where the tails of the kraken come from, now you know. In our number 8 spot today, we have the Saola. The Saola was first discovered in 1992 in Vietnam when a team of scientists discovered a skull with unusually long, straight horns. This find ended up being the first large, newly discovered mammal in the area in over 50 years. They are one of the rarest large mammals in the world, with the first living one being photographed for the first time in 1999 by a camera trap. There isn't a ton that is known about them, especially while they're in their natural habitats, but some things that are known is that they inhabit wet evergreen or forests in eastern and Southeast Asia, preferring river valleys. They have been reported to be active in both the day and the night, but apparently prefer to rest during the heat of midday. There is little information about their reproduction, but as of right now it is believed that they only birth single calves at a time. The Saola is currently critically endangered, in part due to its restrictive habitat requirements, but also because of its aversion to humans, which totally makes sense. Of course, with habitat loss and human infringement, as well as them being hunted for their fur, things are unfortunately not looking very good for them. The good news is that steps are being done to hopefully help the species, but more can always be done. In our number 7 spot today, we have the Leafy Seadragon. If this was a list of cutest named animals, this one would certainly be near the top. Leafy Seadragon. How adorable is that? These fish belong to the family that includes pipefish and seahorses, but they are the only species in their genus. The leafy sea dragon is most commonly found along the southern and western coasts of Australia, and they are very obviously named for their appearance. It would seem as though these guys would use these leafy protrusions to help propel them through the water, but that is not the case, and instead they are merely used as camouflage. These sea dragons are usually quite solitary, but they also have an incredible sense of direction. It was once thought that they didn't travel very far, but it was later discovered that they actually travel several hundred miles, but use this keen sense of direction to return to the same spots, which is actually very cool. In our number 6 spot today, we have the Okapi. These animals are endemic to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and I truthfully knew next to nothing about them previously. As it turns out, despite their striped markings that would seemingly place them as relatives of the zebra, these guys are much more closely related to the giraffe. In fact, the giraffe and the Okapi are the only 2 living members of their animal family. These guys, however, are much smaller than a giraffe, growing to be around 5 feet tall. The males can be told from the females by their horn-like things on their heads, while females have a hair whorl. These guys are usually only active in the daytime, but they still have the ability to have quite good night vision. One really interesting thing about them is that while they've been known to the locals for many years, the Okapi wasn't known to the Western world until the 20th century. Unfortunately, they are currently endangered, with the main threat being habitat habitat loss due to logging and human settlement, but more recently they're being threatened by poachers. In June of 2012, a gang of poachers attacked the headquarters of the Okapi Wildlife Reserve, killing 6 guards and other staff, as well as all 14 okapis at their breeding center, which is just absolutely horrible. In our number 5 spot today, we have the Mariana Snailfish. The Mariana Snailfish is a fish that is found quite deep in the Mariana Trench at a range of 6,200 to 8,000 meters deep, or 20,000 to 26,500 feet. And as you may know, especially if you're a fan of this channel, the Mariana Trench is one of the most remote places that exists on our Earth. One of these kinds of fish was once captured at a depth of 7,966 meters, or 26,135 feet, and it is believed that this may be the record for a fish caught on the sea floor. This was an important catch too, because it gave researchers a chance to get a look at and further their understanding of what anatomical, physiological, molecular, and genetic adaptations are required for animals who make their home in this extreme environment. Some of the adaptations seen in this fish are things like their transparent skin that lacks pigment, they have certain organs and eggs that are enlarged, their muscles are thinner, and it seems as though they have either little or no ability to see, which makes a lot of sense considering how dark their habitat is. This obviously means that they must hunt for their prey using other senses to detect any movement around them. In our number 4 spot today, we have the coconut crab. Okay, these big crabs are super weird to look at, and that's just the truth. The coconut crab, also known as the robber crab or the palm thief, are a type of terrestrial hermit crab. In fact, these guys are so large that they are the largest terrestrial arthropods in the world, as they can grow enough to weigh around 9 pounds and be 3 feet 3 inches or 1 meter in width. These crabs have been locally extinct from places with high human population, so that means that they can now make their homes on some of the most isolated islands in the world. These crabs are often associated with the coconut palm, despite coconut not being a large part of their diet, but this may be because the distribution of these crabs is similar to that of the coconut palm. In our number 3 spot today, we have Chan's Megastick. This guy was discovered in 2008, and until 2016 it held the record for longest insect in the world. So little is known about these creatures because of the fact that there are only 6 known specimens in the entire world, all of which originated in Borneo. This could be due to how well they blend in with their environment, as it truly can easily appear to be a stick or some kind of a leaf or vine. There is next to nothing known about the lifestyle or biology of the insect, but it is thought that they most likely live high in the canopies of the rainforest, which is just another reason they're so difficult to find. What is known is that they are vegetarian, and it is believed that they may reproduce similarly to other stick insects, which means that they would lay one single egg, which they then fling into the air. After the egg is flung, it lands on the forest floor to hatch in the soil. In our number 2 spot today, we have the Cameroon Scaly-tail. This animal is a rodent species that is endemic to West Central Africa, and it is one of the most mysterious on Earth. That is because not only is it one of the most ancient mammals, but it is also extremely elusive. For years, scientists only knew it from fossils as well as scattered specimens, and it wasn't until 2016 when scientists were able to find one that had unfortunately passed away, but was fully intact in order to study. Members of the Zencarella genus, which this one belongs to, are called living fossils because of the fact that they have barely evolved at all over the last 49 million years. These creatures are only around 15 million years younger than dinosaurs, which also means that they are 35 million years older than the oldest great apes. They've been around for longer than most other creatures on the planet, which is very cool, but it also makes you wonder why we know so little about them. Mammals are one of the best researched taxonomic classes of all animals, so it really is unprecedented that we don't really know when these animals are active, what they eat, where they spend most of their time. It all remains so much of a mystery. These animals look a lot like a squirrel, but under the bushy fur of its tail, you can find scales. In our number 1 spot today, we have the Mexican burrowing toad. These guys are a super interesting creature, as they are the only species in their genus. They can be found from South Texas through to Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador to Nicaragua and Costa Rica. They also once used to be more widespread and could be found even as far north as Canada, but that changed about 30 million years ago. These amphibians can be found in burrows beneath the surface of the earth for most of the year, except for the time after the first heavy rainfalls of the year when they emerge for mating. Because of their time spent underground, their physiology reflects the adaptation that was necessary for this environment. When they emerged from their underground habitat, they can be located by the sound of the male's mating call, and they are easier to spot as, during this, they're also inflating their bodies. These animals are said to be the most evolutionarily distinct amphibian species on Earth. Like, apparently they're so unique that a fruit bat, polar bear, killer whale, kangaroo, and human all have more in common than this toad does with other amphibians. That seems so crazy. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thank you so much for checking it out. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! So crazy. Of course I didn't add numbers. Why would I do that? This is only a top 10 list. Hoo-wee! Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have pika. Sure, we're skipping it. I'm moving on. I'm not saying that sentence anymore. And we're cutting it. These animals are endemic to the males can be told from their females by their horn-like protuberances. What? Their horn-like things. Protuberances. I don't even know what that word is. In our number 5 spot, that wasn't English either. Why can't I talk today? Like, this video is gonna be 45 minutes long because I can't speak.